7 or so instead of the usual 8 o'clock. We figure a third Six Nations in 5 years is worth upping rugby on the billing this evening. At 8 o'clock we will be talking Cheltenham Eve. We'll have Cornelius Lycett from the BBC from Prestbury Park. Pat Nevin on the weekend's football, Manchester United's win over Liverpool on the agenda, and strife at West Ham, and Tiger Woods. I mean, he's now back. It's
Calm
official.
yourself, Joe, will you?
Second at the Valspar Championship on his fourth start since his return from back fusion surgery. The Masters around the corner. We'll talk about that as well. 53106 is the text number. We are at Off the Ball on Twitter. We are obviously on the radio. We're also streaming, so you can get us on Facebook Live and elsewhere. So rugby 7:30, slightly earlier time than usual, because Kevin Kilban, a Six Nations third in 5 years, means we are, well, I say it's a historical high for Irish rugby.
Yeah. How you doing, Joe?
Very well.
Good.
And Richie McCormack here as well.
How are you, Joe?
Joe Schmidt's doing really just
he's doing all right, isn't he?
remarkable things. It's, I mean, depending who you talk to, you can hear that Ireland have won this title in somewhere between third and fourth gear.
Yeah.
It's not really the kind of thing we're meant to win in third or fourth gear. It's meant to be all out sweat and hell and against the odds, last minute kind of stuff. And I don't know, from really about the time Jacob Stockdale scored the first intercept try on Saturday, you just kind of thought, grand, they'll see this out because it's just what they do.
They have a mental toughness that I'm not sure that it wasn't there before, but it's definitely been improved, especially in the last 18 months. I mentioned it yesterday in the pay-per-view with Hugo McNeil and Cliona Foley. I don't think we've seen the best Ireland performance yet in this Six Nations Championship. Like, there appears to be this upward curve going along that we're actually going to, perhaps touch wood and all that kind of stuff, see the best one against England at Twickenham, because we're on that kind of trajectory that you'd figure that, you know, they haven't actually peaked yet, which is a nice place to be with the championship already in your arse pocket.
Yeah, it's quite something. So we'll talk to Eddie O'Sullivan and Liam Toland at 7:30. Much of the day, Kevin, has been spent rewatching the Jamie Carragher video.
Oh, I didn't know you were going on that one then. Yeah, you've just dropped that one straight on me, haven't you? Yeah.
How much of your day have you actually spent watching that?
Yeah,
it's only about 20 seconds long.
20, yeah, but it's one of those you kind of watch it again and yeah.
I start to resent more and more the father.
Yeah, well, that's.
I think
you've got a point.
There was now an argument he may be of everybody in the video, and nobody, bar actually the teenager, comes out of it well. I mean, at one point he's telling her dad, turn off the phone.
Yeah.
Stop recording this.
While he's driving.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing.
Who's broken the law in this one?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it looks damning, I would say. For
it does. It doesn't
driver,
look good.
father.
It doesn't look good anyway. As you say, that particularly you say Jamie Carragher, who's getting the abuse for it. It isn't great. It's actually terrible viewing, isn't it, when you watch it? But the more you watch it, and I'm with you what you're saying. What the father's almost kind of, he seems quite happy. If you know what I mean, in some warped way, he seems kind of happy with what's happened.
The incident happens, and it's deplorable.
Yeah,
obviously, and like you see Carragher's scrunched up face and quite a lot of phlegm. Initially, I thought this guy has like water in his mouth, but then it turns out the more you watch it, he was talking. He said something back. I think he sort of said, "All right, mate, whatever." So I don't think he did it. He just had seemed to generate a lot of spittle.
Yeah.
But there is a horrible kind of moment as well where the father in the incident, when his daughter says, "Oh, he got me with some spit," the wheels start turning in the dad's head as if, geez, I wonder, this video now is kind of interesting. It might even generate a few quid, or it might cause a bit of a
sell
storm
this on somewhere.
It's interesting. He goes, Jamie Carragher spat on my daughter.
Yeah.
You know, he's talking to the camera as opposed to, are you okay? Do you want a tissue?
Yeah.
And in the end she says, put the camera away. It's dreadful all around. Carragher's done a fairly humiliating, grovelling kind of apology on Sky Sports News.
Sky News. Oh, sorry, Sky News.
Sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Whereby on the big screen behind him, they played him back the video as if he wasn't aware of what had happened and hadn't seen it, with the mirror imprint all over it on social media for the past 24 hours.
He's been suspended from Monday Night Football this evening. Is the word he's going to lose his job? I haven't checked the Twitter mob today.
I
would suggest
what does the Twitter mob say?
I'd suggest that, given the fact, I don't know if you can quote the Twitter mob on this one, but I would say that given the fact that he has appeared on Sky News, thrown his hands up, and Sky have immediately suspended him rather than suspended pending a full investigation, blah blah blah, I think he's probably going to lay low for a few weeks.
I think that's exactly what it is. I think it's basically, certainly for tonight, Monday Night Football, lay low, been pulled from that.
For the humiliation on Sky News.
I think that's exactly what it is, and he'll be back.
He's taken his public flogging already today.
He'll be back in the next week or so, next 2 weeks.
I watched the Sky News interview today, and
I didn't actually see that at all. No.
He does look like he's had a bad 24 hours. I mean, I wouldn't say he slept great, and he looks fairly pale and
I wonder how
horrified.
quickly, or I wonder how long after the incident did he realise what had just happened. You know, it's like, oh, what have I done?
Clearly didn't see the phone.
No.
Even though the father in the incident seemed to be holding it up fairly high and conspicuously, but he didn't seem to see the phone. I know, I mean, I presume he thought straight away that wasn't the greatest move, but I probably got away with it, and then it obviously surfaced.
He would have had some sort of tweet or some sort of text from somebody.
There would have been a phone call from somebody from the Mirror going, Jamie, we've got a video, do you want to make any comment?
What's he doing? Like, what is he doing though? I mean, he must get this stuff all the time. Okay, Liverpool have lost. Like, do you care that much? Are you that livid that you're going to spit on a teenage girl?
Yeah,
it's just.
I know.
It's just so grim.
I know.
Well, I've watched it enough times for one day.
Clearly,
yeah.
That's the worry here now, Joe. We've moved on past the actual incident to how many times do you need to watch this to get it into your head?
Because I like Jamie Carragher, and
Joe, I thought that was going somewhere else for a second.
You know, it's like, well, I don't know what to think about him now. Has he revealed his true colours, or actually is this just as he said, 3-4 seconds of absolute madness?
Losing the head,
bit of madness.
But
there are bigger things going on in the world.
We've all had some sort of abuse. We've
all had some sort of what?
Some sort of abuse like that, though, haven't we? That sort of thing.
Not me.
Well,
yeah. Wait until the Irish results start going south, John. Then we'll know your true colours.
Of course, yeah. Sometimes you
gave the finger to a couple of thousand people.
No, I didn't.
You did?
It wasn't a couple of thousand. It was probably about 200 people, something like that, I would imagine.
It's more people than I've ever given the finger to.
Yeah, of course.
One by one, yeah, sure.
I've certainly never spat on anyone like that.
No, that's why. I mean, there is a difference between him just like making some kind of gesture.
Yeah, it just mean TC said F off or whatever it would be. You know, just a little head loss on. You go,
But why spit though, man?
Yeah.
Anyway, so he'll have a grim couple of days. We'll get into the news rent. So we are starting with good news on Cian Healy.
Yeah, the IRFU say Cian Healy received the appropriate treatment for an injury suffered in Saturday's Six Nations win over Scotland. Television pictures appeared to show the prop being unsteady on his feet after receiving treatment on the pitch, raising fears he'd actually suffered a head injury. But Irish Rugby today in a release say Healy suffered a stinger-like injury to the shoulder/trapezius area and will train fully this week. Joe Schmidt still has his full panel of 36 to choose from for Saturday's Grand Slam decider with England at Twickenham. Scrum half Conor Murray was in front of the media today and was asked if having the championship already in their back pocket gives the squad added confidence.
The championship is already sealed, but are you trying to essentially kind of block that out of your minds, given that the Grand Slam is on and it would only be the third one ever? Or have you taken a bit of confidence from it and said, look, we are the champions, we've earned that, let's use that to springboard ourselves into Twickenham?
Yeah, a bit of both. It was a bit of a weird feeling on Saturday evening watching the England game and knowing that we had effectively won it. And I think just by people's reactions, obviously there was we said well done to each other, but there's something more, something we want, something more that we want, and that's going to be our focus this week. And yeah, to be champions going into the last round, you got to take confidence from that. That's happened for a reason. We've worked really hard for that. And that'll give us confidence going into this week. We won't get carried away with ourselves. We still, it's the flip of what happened last year, and we know what England's motivation is going to be like. We know how tough it is over there. We know all the things that are going to come into this game. So, it was a bit weird winning it, and we'll have another week left. But I think there's a hunger in this playing group, coaching group, everyone involved that we want to go one more.
Conor Murray there, and I should say we are conducting our news round here with Air, the home of Air Sport. Get amazing live supporting content free with Air Broadband. A strange thing to have one of your best sporting moments in your suit afterwards. Have you ever had anything like that? Generally it would have been on the pitch.
No, not really.
And now they've got this mad week really, where I'm sure lots of people are congratulating them, but even because of the standards they've set, 3 championships in 5 years, it will feel like an anticlimax if they don't win in Twickenham, as awful and unfair as that is. They're the standards they've set for themselves. In the build-up to the biggest games in your career, did you tend to obsess over them? Were they emotionally draining?
Yeah, I think this week, the week leading up to it, just trying to just switch off from it all, trying to sleep, trying to that's how it was for me anyway. I've of course, there are different sort of personalities certainly within the squad, but around the big games, you started to realise, particularly when you met up, say it was a Monday, whatever it would be, they're together constantly, aren't they? So
they're from today now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're leading. They'll be in the lead up to the match. It'll be constantly on the mind, I would imagine, and you get out, you'll do your training, you'll do your bits, you'll get yourself prepared as best you can, but it's the mental aspect, I suppose, this week that's it's quite torturous, I suppose. Yeah.
So you need to almost switch off or you'll be drained.
Yeah, that's why you probably see lads talk about watching box sets, doing all things like that, just to try to get yourself out that sort of mindset where it can be quite draining on you. Yeah.
If you had a box set to recommend to the Ireland squad this week, Kev, what would you go for?
Oh, Peaky Blinders at the moment, definitely. Yeah,
that's where you were.
Well, to be fair, I'm definitely old school. The best of the best is The Sopranos, but people don't realise it now. They probably moved beyond it. So if anyone hasn't caught up with Sopranos, that's maybe one to catch back up with. Yeah, quality.
See, I'd have to be careful because I'd be there at 2 a.m. thinking, what the hell am I doing? But I'll just watch one more.
When you're on episode 14 of season 3.
Just got to be careful. I'd stick to movies personally, but I don't have the discipline with box sets. It's my big weakness. We're building up, obviously. I mean, look, 2009 and 1948 is about the height of it from a Grand Slam point of view. So in association with Heineken Rugby Club, we have a huge show this Wednesday. We're at the National Concert Hall, no less. Brian O'Driscoll will be there. We will have Martin Johnson, I repeat, Martin Johnson in the National Concert Hall.
There you go.
That's a big one.
That is.
Nick Popwell as well, who was actually with Johnson on the 93 Lions tour, and Eddie O'Sullivan as we preview the Grand Slam decider. The show is basically almost totally sold out. We do some VIP tickets to give away, great seats, and you get to meet and greet the stars. You can check out all our social channels to find how you can get your hands on the tickets, and you can also sign up to HeinekenRugbyClub.com for a chance to win another pair. So that's the Off the Ball road show in association with Heineken Rugby Club this Wednesday at the National Concert Hall. So check our social channels there to try and come along. And as well this week, Heineken feeling very good about life. We want to reward the best rugby comments of the week. So text us, tweet us, whatever you want, give us your best shots, and on Friday we will choose the Heineken Star Comment of the Week, and you'll be in the hat to win some great prizes as well: match tickets, roadshow tickets, Heineken and more. So that's all my housekeeping business done for the time being, Richie.
Yeah, the England head coach Eddie Jones says their captain Dylan Hartley should be ready for Saturday. He missed their loss to France with an injury. There's more concern though over winger Elliot Daly. He has a foot injury. Jones told Sky's Gail Davis today that Hartley is back in training, but batted away suggestions that the third defeat on the spin for them would represent a problematic England camp.
I wouldn't think so.
So you're happy?
Well, I'm not happy, but I think we're moving in the right direction. Sometimes the results don't.
Unlike the last 2 weeks, to change that, do you?
Well, I think we got the response last week. I think there was nothing wrong with our effort last week. Sometimes the game doesn't love you and the result doesn't go your way. And I'm sure we're going to get the effort this Saturday. And
just finally, do you do anything different? Do you change things up? Do you bring anyone in? Coaching-wise, just to freshen things up?
I think we know what to do. We've just got to do it well.
Eddie's having fun this week.
Yeah, grim to be one defeat in 24 for a time, and now suddenly it's 2 in a row defeats. So who knows? Did we want England to beat France, or are we glad they lost?
Always glad. Get it done and dusted as early as possible.
But I mean, from the point of view of actually the response we'll see from England at Twickenham, is confidence at an all-time low? Or
I don't think they'll be talking. Can you imagine them in terms of response?
Losing 3 in a row.
Yeah, well, it probably won't change the mindset of certainly of our lads. Well, it can't do. They're prepared exactly the same way. So it's more, as you say, maybe the English response. That's the only thing, I suppose. Yeah.
Someone says, what was the abuse even suffered by Carragher? It was banter. I don't think you could call it abuse. Yeah. It was low level banter. 2-1.
Yeah.
Carragher 2-1. That was all it was.
How many times though? Because we saw the bit that was filmed and the bit that was released by the Mirror.
3 or 4 tops, because they only seem to realise it was Carragher in the start of the video. He literally goes, there's Carragher, and he starts beeping the horn for Carragher to put down the window. Again, they're both doing about 30 or 40k here. No one's looking at the road.
I know.
Is the other thing about the video.
I do have to mention one thing as well, Joe. I was having a pint at the weekend, and someone was very, very excited, more so for you than anybody else, mentioning you in terms of Tiger Woods being right up at the top of the leaderboard, and just mention you Joe Malloy will be the most excited man this week, surely to God. This is what was been mentioned to me this weekend.
Incredibly sad, really.
Well, it is, but Joe, that's how high people are thinking of you now. It is
your brand.
Malloy. It's all about Brand Malloy now.
Well, I was excited.
Yeah,
I did record it and watch Room to Improve.
Wait, hold on, what?
Slight admission.
What?
Did.
You didn't watch
That's
Tiger
ridiculous.
Woods
God's too
potentially
slow.
winning?
That's just
It's
outrageous.
too many ad breaks.
Joe,
It's too many ad breaks. It's too slow. I'm like keep coming back to the Sky studio and they've nothing to say. They're just filling time. My time's too valuable.
Joe. So
There he is
Room
now.
to Improve.
Which was exceptionally good last night. Anyone who watched it will know. Honestly, you can both scoff. Anyone listening who watched Room to Improve will know it was a beauty last
Not
night.
scoffing at the issue of Room
I
to
am.
Improve being a good episode.
I am.
Where's your love for Tiger gone that you would choose Dermot Bannon over Tiger Woods?
I knew I was going to watch Tiger. I stayed off social media, so it was like watching it live without the delays. Perfect all-round situation. Manchester City are playing this evening.
I'm in shock. Yeah, they are looking to pick up the first of those 4 wins. They need to seal the Premier League title tonight. They're away to Stoke from 8 o'clock. It is Raheem Sterling back in the Manchester City side after a month absent there. Elsewhere here at home, champions Cork City looking to recover from Friday night's defeat to Dundalk. John Caulfield's side welcoming free-scoring Shamrock Rovers to Turner's Cross. Rovers have scored 6 times in each of their last league outings. Elsewhere tonight, Dundalk are in Inchicore to face St Pat's, and Cammac's side this evening is Usheen Langan.
Welcome to Richmond Park for this SSE Electricity League clash between St Pat's and Dundalk. You might be able to see the officials walking on the pitch behind me there. They're checking it out to make sure everything is okay, and it does seem okay. We had a lot of rain fall over the pitch in the last couple of hours, but it should be okay. It looks firm enough to play a game of football on. St Pat's come into this one off the back of a win, a 1-0 victory against Bohemians. They had a bumpy enough start to the season, although it's 50-50, 1-2, lost 2. For Dundalk, they haven't conceded a goal, and they have found their scoring boots. 8 against Limerick, and then just the one was enough against Cork on Friday night, but that ended a long losing streak against Cork, so it will give them confidence. It's St Pat's against Dundalk. It kicks off here in Richmond Park at 7:45.
Elsewhere tonight, Bohemians make the trip to second place Waterford. Derry City are back at the Brandywell, looking to put that thumping and they received on Friday night behind them, with Limerick the first visitors to the renovated stadium. Elsewhere, winless Bray welcomes Sligo to the Carlisle grounds, and Finn Harps there in EA Sports Cup first round action tonight. They take on Mayo League in Ballybofey.
There's a text in. Room to Improve was very good last night. That is from one Keith Andrews, another big golf fan. Great hair, big golf fan, and knows.
I can well imagine Keith. Honest to God, what's he thinking as
It's
well?
just not the next time.
I'm going to have a chat to him. I want to see
when
him.
Joe was indulging
I want that.
in a week-long Tiger's going to win the Masters, I'm telling you, like
Yeah.
his back is.
I have
fully
him
gonna
back to
win. I can't
28
wait
to 1,
win it.
that's all I'm
Right,
saying.
I'm just forget all that. Forget back at him. Let's just remember this moment when Joe Malloy admitted that he'd rather watch Room to Improve than Tiger Woods winning a first
no, spot
tournament
on.
in about 20 years.
Spot on.
That's actually typical media. You've twisted what I've said there.
No, I'm taking the exact words of what you said,
I
Joe.
watched every Tiger Woods shot over the last 4 days. I just didn't necessarily
Unbelievable.
watch it all live.
Didn't want to capture that moment live.
You
You
have
didn't
to
want to
capture it
join
live.
in
But
with the magical sporting moment that would have been Tiger Woods returning from back
Ostensibly, it was
fusion
live
surgery.
because I didn't know what was about to happen. So, from my point of view, it was as
And you
live.
stayed off Twitter because Twitter was very excited, Joe.
Yeah, no, I stayed off Twitter.
It was very, very exciting.
Staying off Twitter is the way to go
It's
in
the way
life
forward.
generally now at this stage. Have
Yeah.
you both deleted the app off your phone, didn't you?
I have, yeah.
Have you reinstalled it, Richie?
Account's gone. There you go. That's how far I've gone.
You're off Twitter.
Yeah, off Twitter for the Lent.
for Lent? Yeah, I'll be back on soon. 100% he's back on soon.
That's good. You get to go back on for Paddy's Day. Quickly then, Cheltenham before we get to break.
Yeah, 8 are the favourites for Wednesday's Queen Mother Champion Chase, and Cheltenham has suffered a setback on the eve of the festival. Nicky Henderson saying the 8-year-olds developed a lameness in a leg and will be reassessed tomorrow. Earlier, Willie Mullins confirming that both Min and Duvan will oppose Altior in the race, with Ruby Walsh set to take them out of Duvan.
And actually then very quickly, Michael O'Neill has clarified his comments.
Yeah, fun with this. Michael O'Neill has attempted to clarify his position today regarding the FAI's approaching of players from Northern Ireland. The manager of the North claimed in a Daily Mail interview last week that the Republic of Ireland only ever approached Catholic players. In a statement on the IFA website today, which O'Neill also reiterated in a press conference, he says that eligibility is not and should not be a political or religious issue. He also states that the FAI have not broken any rules in approaching players. Where he does see an issue, of course, is players representing the country between the ages of 17 and 21 and then being attempted to play for their another side.
Where I am critical of the FAI is the way in which it currently communicates with the IFA over a player who potentially wishes to make a transfer. There is no dialogue with our coaches from their respective counterparts at the FAI, besides an email from the FAI's licensing department requesting information on the player. The Irish FA invests thousands of hours and hundreds of thousands of pounds in players in our Club NI programme. While it is a player's right to choose to play for the Republic of Ireland at underage level, such a decision means that another young player has missed out on the opportunity to be part of our elite performance pathway.
I'm not sure about that. I think it's slightly disingenuous. I don't think they're going to alert them to the fact that they're in talks with a player about potentially moving.
That statement today had a lot of arse covering about it. It seemed as if they realised that there was perhaps legal ramifications for what he'd said, and were looking to backtrack somewhat while also restating a general point.
Okay. And I've known of families actually contacting the FAI on the players' behalf. So you know, it's the player's own choice at the end of the day. With this one, it's it's murky ground, whatever it be. You understand where the player's coming from. It's the player's in total entitlement.
That is our news round done for this evening. A short break, and then we have Liam Toland and Eddie O'Sullivan talking about a third Six Nations Championship in 5 years for Ireland, and of course a Grand Slam decider to come.
Off the Ball on News Talk
in association with AIR. Don't miss live Allianz League's GAA action this month.